So, with India having the ambitious goal to reach 500 gigawatts of renewable energy by 2030, how can policymakers balance land-intensive energy projects, but also the preservation of agriculture and community lands?
It's a too broad a question to answer in one go. But fundamentally, there are few aspects. And I think solar as a technology is in the current paradigm still being treated as a very centralized tech where it is the focus is on scale, right? In the focus on scale and in the perceived economies of scale, many costs are being discounted, right? For example, we may be attaining or discovering lower costs per unit in large scale projects. But at the same time, there are a lot of investments in transmission infrastructure. I'm discounting environmental and social costs completely. Transmission losses, distribution losses, etc. That get completely discounted in a large scale project because of the current policy structure, right? Inadvertently means that the markets don't necessarily operate through the most optimal business model or the most optimal channel, right? In that context, I think one of the recommendation is as far as possible, and which I think government does recognize is as much decentralization as possible should be done, right? A lot has been pushed through Kusum. There are challenges in Kusum implementation, etc. But there's a lot more that could be done on transmission, distribution, integration of renewables. Uh, Secondly, it is often perceived that ease of doing business is the way to go forward because of our unfortunate history of rent seeking by institutions and officials often delaying the projects, right? Uh, in that context, the cost of social conflicts again is often completely discounted. Possibly also because a lot of voices can be potentially uh, uh, be suppressed, enabling investments to come in at a smoother pace. But the ambition that India is targeting, which is 500 gigawatts by 2030, and possibly a lot more if some of the upcoming projections are to be considered, right? The cost of social political conflict is likely to be much higher and may threaten the long-term scalability and the pace and even the cost of projects, right?